Your bank account might be lying to
Hmm.
you right now. Not because the bank made a mistake, because the number on your screen probably isn't the number you can actually spend. Picture this. It's payday. You open your banking app and see $2,300. Your body relaxes. You think, okay, I'm fine this month. So you buy lunch, then coffee, then something online for $19. A subscription renews. Your phone bill hits. A friend asks about dinner this weekend, and you say yes, because your account still looks fine. But that $2,300 was never really $2,300. Some of it already belonged to rent, some to utilities, groceries, debt payments, bills that haven't shown up yet. So when you spent that $19, you weren't spending extra money, you were spending money that already had a job. That's the real reason overspending feels so confusing. Most people don't overspend because they're careless. They overspend because all their money, bills, savings, subscriptions, fun money, future goals sits in one pile. And when it's all mixed together, your brain does something expensive. It treats the full balance like spending money. That's why you can feel rich on payday and broke a week later. Without ever buying anything big, 3 years ago, that was me. Paid on a Friday, saw $2,300, felt great. By the following Thursday, I had $340 left, and I genuinely couldn't tell you where it went. Nothing reckless lunch, one impulse buy, dinner with a friend. That week is the actual reason this system exists. I didn't need more discipline. I needed my money to stop lying to me. My name is Jack, and I spend way too much time thinking about why money disappears faster than it should. Here's what fixed it. Not by tracking every penny, not by giving up everything fun, but by changing where your money goes before your emotions get involved. There's one rule near the end most people skip, and if you skip it, the whole thing quietly falls apart. Stick around for that. Why the problem isn't spending, it's information. Overspending usually doesn't start when you buy something. It starts when your money has no clear job. Say your account shows $2,300. Rent might be $1,200. Utilities, $180. Phone and internet, $90. Groceries, $250. Debt payments, $200. Transportation, $100. Subscriptions, $80. Add it up, and your actual safe spending money might be $200 or $300, but your brain never saw $300. It saw $2,300. That's not a willpower failure. Nobody stands in a checkout line doing mental subtraction for rent, insurance, and the bill that hits on the 17th. Your brain takes the shortcut. There's money in the account, so this is probably fine. One probably fine purchase won't wreck you. 10 of them will wreck your month, which is also why just be more disciplined doesn't work. Discipline is weak when the system itself is confusing. The fix isn't more shame, it's separation. A quick note before the system: if this sounds like pay yourself first or old school envelope budgeting, you're right. It's built on the same idea. That's not an accident, and it's not supposed to be some brand new discovery. What usually kills that idea isn't the concept. It's that people set it up once and quietly abandon it 2 weeks later because moving the money still depends on willpower. The version I'm walking you through fixes that specific failure point mainly through one weekly rule and one automation step most people skip. That's the part that makes it actually stick. The three buckets: bills, spending, future. That's the whole system. Bills is money that's already promised to someone else. Rent, utilities, phone, insurance, minimum debt payments, subscriptions you actually use. It isn't spending money. It's just waiting to leave. So when you get paid, it moves first, not after you see what's left. Every day it sits next to your spending money, it's at risk. Rent shouldn't have to compete with takeout. Spending is the money you actually live from. Groceries, gas, eating out, coffee, entertainment, life. This bucket matters because it finally shows you the real number, not your paycheck number. A $22 lunch feels harmless against $2,300. It feels different against $260 left until payday. That doesn't mean you can't buy lunch. It means you're deciding with the truth in front of you instead of a fake number. Future is savings, emergency fund, investing, extra debt payoff, anything that makes life easier later. It doesn't need to start big. $10 or $25 is fine. The goal isn't to get rich overnight. It's to prove your future gets paid before your impulses do. If your plan is I'll save whatever's left, your future is competing against every bad day and every delivery app notification, and it will lose. So the order matters: bills protected, future protected, and whatever's left is guilt-free spending. Making it real, Say you earn $3,000 a month after taxes. Bills add up to $1,700, protected first. You choose $200 for future protected second. What's left, $1,100, is your real spending bucket. Same income, same bills, completely different behavior, because now your brain sees $1,100 instead of $3,000. If this is already changing how you're thinking about your own numbers, that's a good sign this system will work for you. And if you want more of this, the subscribe button is right there. Where people break it and the rule that fixes it. Most people build the buckets, then quietly start borrowing from them. I'll just take a little from bills, or I'll use the future money and put it back later. That's one of the most expensive lies people tell themselves. If you keep raiding protected buckets, you don't have a system, you have your old habits wearing new account names. Build in friction, don't carry the bills card, don't save it in shopping or delivery apps. Make it slightly annoying to touch. Now the rule I promised, break your spending bucket into weeks, not months. $1,100 a month is about $275 a week. A month is vague enough to lose track of. A week is real, and it gives you an early warning. If it's Wednesday and your weekly money is nearly gone, you still have time to adjust, cook at home, delay a purchase, skip the extra. You don't find out you overspent 2 weeks after the damage is done. Most overspending happens because the feedback arrives too late. The weekly limit moves that feedback to while you can still act on it. Handling impulses, even with the buckets working, impulses still show up. A stressful day, a boring afternoon, something online you kind of need, that doesn't make you bad with money, it makes you human. Add a 24-hour pause for anything non-essential. Not forever, just a day. Most impulses don't survive it. The urgency fades, and what felt necessary yesterday is easy to ignore today. If you still want it tomorrow and your spending bucket can cover it, buy it guilt-free. This system was never about saying no to everything. It's about making sure your yes is real, because overspending usually happens in the gap between emotion and thought, and the pause simply puts space back in that gap. One uncomfortable question: is your problem really overspending, or is your life too expensive for your income? Those are different problems. If your bills eat almost everything you make, this system will show you the truth clearly, but it can't fix impossible math on its own. That might mean increasing income, cutting a major fixed cost, renegotiating a bill, or tackling debt directly. Not fun to hear, but better than a system that quietly hides the real issue inside one bank account. How to set it up today. 1. Pick 3 places for your money: separate bank accounts, savings buckets, or digital wallets. They just need to feel separate to your brain. 2. Add up your real monthly bills: rent, utilities, phone, insurance, debt minimums, subscriptions. That's your bills number. 3. Pick a future number, smaller than your ego wants. $25 a paycheck beats a perfect plan you quit in 2 weeks. 4. Whatever's left is your spending number, divide it into weekly limits. 5. Automate all of it. This is the step that actually makes it work. If you have to move the money manually every time, you'll eventually talk yourself out of it. I'll do it next paycheck. Automation removes the negotiation entirely. One more thing that costs nothing: rename the accounts. Not checking and savings, try bills, future me, do not touch. An account called savings is easy to raid. An account called do not touch unless life breaks makes you think twice. Silly, but it works, because it changes behavior. If your money keeps disappearing, don't start by blaming yourself. Check your system instead. Is everything in one pile? Is your future living on leftovers? Do you only find out you overspent after it's too late? If so, you're not bad with money. Your money just doesn't have boundaries yet. Give it 3. Bills, future, spending. Protect the first 2, live from the third, and use the 24-hour pause when emotion tries to make the decision for you. You don't need a perfect budget. You need a system simple enough to survive a busy, stressful week, because it doesn't depend on you becoming a different person overnight. It depends on your money being in the right place before your old habits show up. If this helped, subscribing helps more people find it. And I'm curious, when you get paid, does your money already have a system, or does it all land in one account and disappear from there? Let me know in the comments. Once your money has a system, overspending stops being the default.